Good evening, everyone. Welcome to yet another webinar session. Um, okay, our facilitator have joined, but just a moment so we can grant him a co-host privilege. Yes, awesome, awesome. Yes, thank you very much for joining this webinar session. Um, you're highly welcome. We sincerely appreciate your back-to-back support and also your passion in developing your business. This is yet another business development webinar series. As you know, we do this twice in a week, Wednesday and Saturdays, all in the aim of fostering your business professional growth. I would like to say that this webinar is being recorded. And if you have any question, please feel free to take note as the presentation, as the facilitator is presenting. At the end of the session, there's going to be a Q&A session where you can use the chat box or the Q&A box. If you would like to speak, you can just raise your hands using the icon while we'll facilitate to unmute you from our ends. Thank you very much. My name is Musa, and I'll be moderating today's session. We are delighted to welcome our facilitator for today's webinar. Is Mr. Saidu Danjuma Jibril. Is going to do justice to the lingering topics of leveraging word of mouth, the power of strategic incentives. As an accomplished business growth strategist and marketing expert, Mr. Saidu is widely recognized for his ability to drive substantial growth while fostering sustainable and people-centered business practices. And that is why it's a perfect match for today's topic. Imagine turning your customer's experience and everyday conversation into a referral engine that skyrockets your business growth. That is what Mr. Saidu brings on board today. And he's going to equip us with the game-changing strategies to boost loyalty, drive referrals, and unlock unstoppable momentum for our business. Please join me in welcoming our today's facilitator, Mr. Saidu Danjuma Ibrahim. You're welcome, sir, and we are pleased to have you on board. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone, and I'm glad to join you tonight for this webinar. So let me quickly share my screen so we can start. Okay. Okay. So good evening once again. So my name is Saidi Jibrin. And just like the moderator have introduced, I'm a business marketing expert. I'm also a business development service provider. And tonight I'm going to be discussing on a very, very important topic. Um, a very, very important topic for all business owners. A very crucial topic that is going to be beneficial for our business. So we're talking about how to leverage word of mouth marketing. So as we all know, and in the sphere of business, there are different aspects that moves business forward, right? We have the area of the human resource where you get to hire people to work. We have the marketing aspect. We have the procurement aspect, a whole lot of things. So put everything together. So marketing is a very, very important aspect of business, which every business owner knows. So, but this word of mouth marketing, this is something that a lot of people, business owners, and even marketers that are working for companies don't don't put too much attention to it. Word of marketing is a type of marketing that has been there since millennial, since from the beginning. It has been there because before the advent of internet today as we know it, people have been buying things, people have been selling, people have been marketing their product or service. And one of the ways which people's product or service gets to different places where the business is not even located is through word of mouth marketing. Now, before I proceed, I want to ask, if you have, in this year, 2025, if you have recommended a product for somebody or any service to anybody, either a friend or a colleague or a partner, anyone, just drop a 1 in the chat box. If you have recommended any product to someone that maybe use the product, or you didn't even use the product, but you just saw it and somebody said that they want something, that they're trying to get a particular product, and you recommended that they should get this, just drop a 1 in the chat box. Let me see. Okay, I'm waiting for your response. Why am I not seeing any response? So you guys mean that nobody here has recommended anything to anyone this year? Okay, that is strange. Okay, what if somebody have recommended anything to you throughout? Somebody have recommended a product, not you now, somebody recommended it to you. Drop a 2 in the chat box. Let me see. If somebody have ever recommended anything for you that you went and you bought. Okay. I recommended the detergent to a friend. Okay, that is good. That is good. Okay. Okay. Are you the only one? No anybody else? Okay, so for the sake of time, we just proceed. So the thing is, one way or the other, we have actually recommended, okay, Babangida is saying that I recommended a good mechanic to a friend. Interesting, nice. So the whole idea is this, that everybody have recommended a product or service to someone. Either it's something that you did consciously or unconsciously. You understand? Consciously meaning that you, maybe the business owner asks you to please recommend us to your friend, or please tell people about us. Or consciously, to be that They didn't even ask you to tell the people about them, to tell others. You just felt that maybe you use the product and you loved it so much, and you just go and you just become an advocate, for that particular product or service. Now, that is word of mouth marketing. Now, as a business owner, word of mouth marketing usually happens unconsciously to people. Especially when you give a very good product or service, people will become very happy. They will unconsciously, they will just be telling people about it. But as a business owner, you can strategically, position yourself in such a way that you make people to actually tell others about your product or service. And this is a very type of marketing that moves very, very fast. So, first, let me give you guys a short story to see how this word of mouth marketing actually works and how it worked for a company. There is this school, it's a private school located in Abuja. So they have been operating for like 5 years. Be operating, everything is going fine. But for the past 1 year, they noticed that their patronage has been going very, very low, has been going down. They don't usually get, like when the new session is coming, they don't get much students the way they get before. You understand? So they try to figure out what is causing the problem. Why is it that they're not getting much students, to register with the school? So they decided to call a business consultant to come and check, to analyze, to see, what is actually wrong. If they are having, there's something that they are not seeing that the consultant can help them see. So the consultant came, checked, did his analysis, did his research. So he asked that he wants to interview all the teachers of the school. So the consultant interviewed these teachers and everything. Then at the end of the day, after he has done his interview with the teachers and other staff, so he now realized that over 80% of the teachers working in that school, they do extra classes for some students from different schools at home. You understand? So after they close from the school, sometimes during the weekend, they have some students that they go to their home to go and teach them, give them extra classes, home lessons. And most of these students, they don't attend that school. So this consultant now advised the school administration, the school admin, that they should come up with, he gave them a suggestion that they should inform all the teachers in the school that if they bring any children or any kid, any child that they're able to bring to the school that will register, that they will recommend for the parent to register them to the school. The school fees, the first term school fees that the parent of the child will pay, will be given to that teacher 100%. And we're talking about this is a school where they are paying up to 500,000 naira per term. That is a single term. So that was what the consultant told them. And the school admin took it and acted on it. They brought out a memo, announced to all the teachers, because they were preparing for the new session the following year. So we now told everybody that this is information that they want the teachers to recommend the school to any children in their areas or anywhere around their churches or their mosque. And if any child is able to register in the school through them, the first term school fees they are going to pay will be given to that teacher 100%. So they did that, and guess what happened? The following year, the school had a lot of students, like triple what they usually get on the before, right? And how did this came to be? It was because of that word of mouth marketing that they were able to leverage. Understand? So this is the power of word of mouth marketing. It works very well when you know, use it actively, when you position it strategically to, to boost your business. So the most trusted channel of marketing is actually a recommendation by a friend or family. Most of the time, when you want to buy something new, something that you have never used before, maybe it's your first time of buying a car, right? You want to buy a car and you have never owned a car before. What's the first thing that you do? Instantly, you want to look for a friend or a family that owns a car so that you ask them to recommend, right? You want to ask them, oh, what do you think? I want to get a car. What car will you suggest I get? Or, oh, I want to build a house. Which area do you, somebody that you know that they have so many houses. You understand? Most of the time, that is what happens. It's part of human nature because we trust people that are close to us other than the person that is actually selling that product. So people will always believe what the customer says over the seller. You as the seller, as the business owner, you can talk from today to tomorrow to a prospect, somebody that doesn't know you for the first time. Tell them about your product, the product does your product that they may believe you, they might not believe you. But get somebody that they know, you understand? Or somebody that they don't even know, just a customer that have used your product or service. Get that person to talk to them and they can be easily convinced to buy your product or service. It's part of human nature. It's just psychology. So now, why is it that this word of mouth marketing, why and how does it work? The first is the trust factor. Psychologically, we are wired to trust people, a third party than the person that's actually selling that product or service. That is how it is. We are actually wired to believe what the third person says than the actual person saying it. Then there's that psychology of sharing. Psychology of sharing meaning that when you use a product or service and you love so much, instantly, automatically, you just be wired to you want to share it with somebody. That is what it was. There's a time I bought this particular product. I think is a shoe, right? I used that shoe and I loved it so much. I was just telling people about it. Wow, this thing I used it, this shoe is so good, it's very light, the sole is so strong. I used it because the experience what I got was so good. You understand? Sometimes you go to a new place, maybe a barbing salon, or you go to you book into a hotel, and the service they provide for you is so out of this world. Like it's one of the best. And the next thing you just find yourself telling people about it. You understand? And you are not asked to actually market this company, but because you love the service, you actually tell people about it. Then the next thing is the organic versus facilitated. Just what I just mentioned now. Most of the time, word of mouth marketing is just organic. It's something that just comes naturally to people. Once they love the service, they love the product, they'll naturally tell people. And sometimes it can be facilitated. You understand? People use your product. If somebody buys something for you, like, please tell your friends about my product. Recommend, refer me. Understand? Then we'll have some kind of incentives, which is the fourth part here, the role of incentives. Understand? Human beings naturally we are selfish. It's always about customers are always in that position of what's in it for me. That is what they are always about. Every time is what's in it for them. Even when you are trying to sell something to a prospect, what the prospect is concerned about is what they are going to get. They don't care about you, they don't care about your product, it's what benefits is going to. So in leveraging word of mouth marketing, where you are trying to, make it an active part of your marketing strategy, you also need to incorporate incentives. So we are going to look at some of the examples of the incentives. So generally, when you are trying to leverage word of mouth marketing, incentives is a very, very key part of it. You understand? You need to have something that you give, to that customer in order for them to, recommend and tell people about your product or service. So there are majorly two types of incentives that you give to a customer that is telling others about your product or service, right? So monetary or non-monetary. So in the monetary aspects, sometimes it could be cash, when you tell you or somebody recommend, they're able to get their friends or their colleagues to come and buy your product through them, then you can reward them with cash, right? Sometimes it discounts. A lot of instances you see where some companies will say, if you are booking, let's say for example, an hotel, for example, they say, okay, if you book a hotel, just you, they'll say that, okay, this is the amount. But if you can get two of your friends to also book that hotel through you, you yourself, you'll be given a discount of maybe 50% because you brought those people. And also for bringing them to, they'll also be giving discounts. So it works that way. And sometimes it could be gift card, right? Sometimes the company will ask you that when you refer people, they will give you a certain gift. It could be maybe a card that you can go and redeem, maybe a free massage gift. Can give you a card where you can go and get a free massage because of that, and a whole lot of other aspects. So the second one is the non-monetary aspect. Now, in the non-monetary aspect, this is where we are not actually giving the person money, by giving them something else. And this thing they are giving them could be free products, right? It could be that they buy, maybe you run a boutique and you sell maybe shoes, bags, and different kind of things. And because they're able to refer their friends to recommend people, tell people about your business, and people came to shop at your boutique through them, you can give them free products, right? Free shoes, free belts, free makeup kits, anything like that. Sometimes it could also be free consultation. This works very well in the service space, like for consultant people that give consultancy services. When you book a session with them, they will tell you that, okay, if you're able to, tell maybe 2, 3 people about my service and bring them, instead of paying for the next, anytime you want to have a session with me, you get it for free, right? So of course this session has the consultation has money attached to it, right? So instead of giving you that money, they'll say it's a free session. You just like money back, right? And sometimes it's also exclusive access, right? So in this non-monetary aspect, usually it works perfectly for businesses that are premium, right? When you are dealing with a kind of a premium service where the customers are very rich, they don't care too much. Like spending money is not actually their problem. So this kind of people, they value this kind of incentives, right? To give them exclusive access, that is a closed group, or maybe for them referring businesses to you, you organize a special event just for them, stuff like that. Sometimes it can also be public recognition, right? Where sometimes you get to, you get the picture of the person because they have referred so many people to your business. You get to post them on your website to appreciate them. So these are all types of incentives that you can give based on the kind of business you are running. So now let's look at how do you choose the right incentive. Some incentives, like I said earlier, about non-monetary aspect, where I said it's actually perfect for premium business that offer premium service. So the first thing is to know your audience. Who are the people that you are offering services to, or there are people that are buying your product? What kind of category are they? Are you selling to those in the lower category? Are you selling a general market product? Are you selling a mid-level product? Right? Are you selling a low level or mid level, or you are selling a high ticket product? So you need to know your audience so that you know what this kind of people actually love, right? For some people, they don't much like monetary incentives. Instead of you to give them cash, they rather you give them free product or a free consultation or a free service, or you even give them a public recognition. They will appreciate it more than you giving them cash. So you need to understand your audience. The next thing is to align it with your brand. Any kind of incentives you want to give that is going to help you uh, to leverage on the word of mouth marketing. You need to make sure that it aligns with your brand. There are some companies that have the policy of not giving cash as a kind of incentive. That is their policy. But especially this is something that is very much peculiar in the health sector. Like some companies like Pfizer, Abbott, there are some companies that offer like all these pharmaceutical products. So one of their key customers, people that actually help them to promote their product, are medical doctors, pharmacists. You understand? So they have a lot so there are these people that recommend their product to patients, right? So they have this policy that okay, they usually appreciate these people that helps to promote their product and help them to market their product very well. So instead of giving them cash, they don't do that. They give them other incentives, right? So because they have that notion that giving cash is something, that aspect, that area is a delicate area. It's all about health. So when you are giving somebody money so that they recommend it feels like it's just not ethical at all. So instead of that, they'll align it with a better incentive, maybe giving them exclusive uh uh, uh, recognition, public recognition, or they're giving them free product that they can, maybe use or give their patients for free. So you need to align it, make sure that if you have a policy, you have your core value, ensure that the incentive you are choosing aligns with the core value of your brand. You understand? Then the next is consider your business model, right? What kind of business model are you running, right? Are you running a kind of business where it's just, short term, or it's a kind of business that the customer will be with you for a very long time, right? There are different business model where it's just a short term relationship. Once you do business with this person, that is all. It takes a very long time for them to come again, right? So it's either you are running, or maybe you are doing a monthly payment model. So for example, like a business like Netflix, for example. Now, Netflix, their business model is a monthly subscription model, right? You open an account, and every month you get to pay to get their service. So if this kind of people, they want to choose an incentive, there's a way they'll position the incentive that is going to be different from maybe a kind of business where you are just going to buy a product once and that is all. So you need to consider that and ensure that it also aligns with the kind of incentive. Then the last part here is the monitoring of your cost. This incentive you are going to be given is not going to come out of thin air. It's going to come from your expenses. If you are giving a discount to somebody for recommending somebody to you, like take for example, the story I gave from initially of that private school that created this incentive of giving the first school fees that any child pays, any child that they bring, that recommend, and the child comes and register in the school, their incentive is to give the first term registration fee to that particular teacher. Now, these people, they need to ensure that the cost is actually what they're actually getting is what the cost. Now, if you look at that now, let's analyze that now. Any child that registers with the school, there is a guarantee that in a single year, in a single academic year, actually it's this thing is 3, right? It's 3 terms: first term, second term, and third term. And the registration fees, school fees are paid for those 3 different terms, isn't it? So there is no way, it's very, very difficult, it's rare for a parent to register a child to any school for first term, and then they will not finish second term or third term. They will now take them out and take them to another school. It's very difficult, unless it's something, maybe something happened, maybe they had to move out of that particular area, or something very bad happened to the school, or stuff like that. So there is a guarantee that any child that register with this school, as far as the school is very good, they are providing good service, this child is going to remain with them for a very long time. So giving that first registration fee away, it's going to come back to them again. So when you look at the cost, that is very, very good, perfect thing to do for them. So you need to also ensure that the cost of your incentive, it doesn't cost your business too much. Ensure that as you are doing it, at the end of the day, at the back end, you are making the money back, and you are even also making more than what you spent. So now, let's look at how you design a word of mouth marketing. Now, word of mouth marketing, the first thing you need to do is to define your goal. Now, defining your goal here means that you need to um, understand, you need to come up with what is it that you want to achieve with this word of mouth marketing. Do you want to get new customers, right? Do you want to get people to register on a platform, or you want people to actually buy, or you want to create awareness, right? Because it's not all marketing that leads to sale. There are some marketing that is just for you to create awareness so that people will know that your brand exists. You will know that people will understand, they will get to know that this is the kind of services you provide. So you need to define your goal. So when you define your goal, okay, for example, what you want to do is to increase, maybe you have a platform that you created for, let's say, an educational platform, and you want people to register on the platform. So at that instant, your goal is not to sell at that particular, you are not doing this particular campaign to sell. So in that instant, then you now create the campaign, okay, get people to register. So anybody that register, you can create a special link for them, tell them, share the link. Once they register, anybody that register through their link, then you get a particular number. You can say that if anybody that gets the highest referrals, they will get maybe a free consultation with you. Either if you are into the service business, you get free consultation, or they will get a free product, or there's a special reward, maybe a money. Sometimes it could even be a surprise. You can tell them that there's a special surprise. They are not going to unveil the surprise. That can trigger, curiosity, make them to be curious. They want to know what that special thing means, and it's going to push them to actually do the campaign and refer the product or service to other. Then the next thing you need to do is to identify your loyal customers. Now, a word of mouth marketing usually doesn't work for everybody that you come across. There are some people that no matter what you say to them, no matter how you tell them to promote your product or business, to tell people about your product or service, they are not likely going to do it. But it works very well when it is done by people that are loyal to your business, people that loves your products and loves your, that likes you and, likes the kind of products that you offer and service. So you need to identify those people. Who are those people that usually come to you again and again? They will come today, buy from you, come tomorrow, next month, next year. They have been with you for a very long time. So those are the kind of people that are the perfect people that will actually spread, this word of mouth, tell people about your product. So once you identify them, then you can pick them out and, convince them to actually promote your product or service, tell people about it, right? With an incentive, just like we said earlier, a very good incentive that is going to trigger them and they will want to actually tell people about your product or service. So then the next thing is to craft a compelling offer. Now, this has to do with the incentive aspect, right? Because this word of mouth marketing campaign you are doing is a strategic marketing strategy, right? The strategic something activity that you're marketing as now. They are not just, it's not just, this is like a facilitated one, just like I said from the beginning. This is not organic. It's you want actively want people to tell others about your product. So you need to craft a compelling offer. What is it that you are offering them for spreading, your the information about your product or service? So craft the compelling offer and let them know about it. Once you have defined your goal, you have identified your loyal customers, then you craft this offer and inform them that, okay, I want you to help me spread information about a program that I'm organizing, or I'm launching this new product, and I want you to help me inform people, to just spread the information on your social media handle and stuff like that. Then you let them know that if they're able to promote and tell people about your product or service, this is what they will get from you, as a thank you, right? Either the free product or cash or a special discount, because these people are your loyal customers. They will always come to you. So, and customers, they are always going to be happy once you tell them that, okay, you're going to give them a special discount. So instead of giving that special discount and it's just going to be only discounted low, why not use that as opportunity to also get more business? Because for business to survive, definitely you need to have more customers coming in through your pipeline, right? Constantly. Then the last thing here is to promote and track. Right? Promotion means that you inform people about this, right? You don't just keep quiet and just hope that people are going to tell others about your product or service. You need to be active, actively doing it, actively telling them, right? Tell people about my product, inform them, refer me, just create something and make it very, very seamless. Don't make it too difficult for people to do. Let it be something that is very, very easy for them to do without any stress or anything. Then you track it, right? You get to see, there's a way that you can check if it's better. For example, if it's a link that you create that people can share on their social media handles, and then the people can click on the link and register through their link, understand, or maybe buy the product through their special link and get a special discount. These are the kind of things that you do. Then you track it to see if this is something that is sustainable for you. Once you see that it's not actually sustainable, then you can, go back to the drawing board and see how you can revisit and make some changes. And if at the end of the day it's not actually something sustainable, then you can just leave it and focus on a different marketing strategy. So these are the way that you design your word of mouth marketing campaign. You define your goal. What is it that you want to achieve? Do you want to get more customers? Do you just want to create an awareness, right? You define, then you identify the loyal customers. Who are those that actively buy from you, right? People that come back to you today, tomorrow, next year, they are always with you and they buy a lot, they spend a lot of money with you. Those are your disciples, right? Those are the people that your agents that will help you to with your word of mouth marketing. Then you craft a compelling offer. What kind of incentives are you giving to these people, right? You create that incentive and then you promote, you inform them about it, share it on your social media handle so that people will know that you're actually doing this, right? They can also join you and help you to promote and tell people about your product or service. So now let's look at some of the challenges, right, of word of mouth marketing. And word of mouth marketing is not something that is that simple. It comes with its own challenges that if you know about this challenge, you can be able to sort it out. The first thing is the lack of awareness, right? Some people are not actually aware of the kind of that you're actually doing a special people don't actually know much about your product or service. So when people don't know much about your product or service, it's going to be difficult for them to inform others because people don't want to be in that situation where they would tell somebody about your product because they like it, and that person will ask them one or two questions and they'll just be lost. They don't know what to answer. So this is one of the challenges. So one of the ways you counter this challenge is to ensure that you inform them very well, give them a lot of information about your product and service, right? Anything that they don't understand, we make it very simple so that they can be able to tell people about it. Whenever somebody is asking, explain your product and your service in a very simple way that even a 7-year-old can understand, right? So this is going to help them to, aid them in informing people in their telling their friends and family about your business. Then the second thing is inadequate or irrelevant reward. This is tied to what we talked about, choosing the right kind of incentive, right? Sometimes the incentive might not be enough, and people that we want to promote, they'll look at it that it's not actually worth it. Why should I stress myself to tell people about your product, and at the end of the day, you are just giving me a jotter or you are giving me a pen that doesn't cost anything, and this your product is worth thousands and millions, right? So there should be at least, definitely, there is not going to be a complete like equality, but at least is the incentive, the reward should be something that is actually worth it, because people's time is very, very precious to them. Just like I said from beginning, everybody is selfish, right? We are selfish. So you need to understand and put it at the back of your mind. So anytime you are creating a kind of incentive or reward, ensure that it's something that is very adequate and it's also relevant to the uh the work they are doing for you, which is actually telling people about your product or service. Then the next thing is the referral fraud. Now, this is something that is very common, especially here in Nigeria. You tell people that they should refer their friends to your business. Maybe you create a special link and they might not actually do it. Sometimes instead of maybe for example, it's about creating, maybe you have a platform where people will create an account and you create this and you have this special uh uh word of mouth marketing campaign where you say that anybody that is able to get maybe 10 people referrals through their special link, you get them a free product or a free sample or a free connotation. So some people might not be able to get that number, and because they are very determined to get that number, they will end up creating multiple accounts in in different name. So one person will just go and create like 5 different accounts, maybe using, if it's something that if it has to do with emails, some people have like 5 different emails. So they'll just go and create multiple accounts with the multiple emails, and then they'll use it. And that is actually what we call the referral fraud. So these are some of the challenges that you might face. Then the last one here is the inauthenticity. Inauthenticity, meaning that sometimes people are not actually genuine about this campaign, this word of mouth marketing. They are just doing it because of the incentive. They are not actually doing it because they believe in what they are doing. They're not actually doing it because they believe in that product. So that is why I made mention in the other time, the last slide, that you should identify your loyal customers. So most of the time, if you want to get a very good word of mouth marketing that is going to be beneficial to your business, it's best you do it to people that actually believe in your product or service. And those are the loyal customers. But when you do it randomly, you not get people that actually, just people who just are just trying to do it just to get that reward or that incentive. So they don't actually believe in it. Probably they have never ever even used your product or service. So those kind of people, there is nothing genuine in their act. So that is that on the challenges with the word of mouth marketing. So now let's look at some case studies, some examples of some brands or companies that have used the word of mouth marketing to promote their products and services. So the first one here is PiggyVest. I'm very sure we are familiar with PiggyVest. PiggyVest is a platform where, just from the name, PiggyVest, where people save money, right? Online, you get to save money and you lock it up for a particular period of time, and your savings, you get a special reward for saving it at the end of the day. Like when you have some money you are not using, instead of putting it in your normal bank account where you get to spend it, so you get to save it using the PiggyVest account. Then you save, and whenever you need it, you can unlock it. It will save automatically. It will unlock automatically when that time reaches elapse, and then you get to withdraw your money. So one of the challenge that PiggyVest said was that they needed to build trust, and then to encourage people to actually adopt their digital savings platform. Traditionally, we Nigerians, when it comes to saving, it's either we do it through crowdsourcing. How do you call it? Like group saving, where adashi, we call it adashi, right? Where you get like, okay, we have a project of maybe that will cost you 1 million that you want to do, let's say in 6 months time, and you have the capacity of saving 100,000 naira every month. So instead of putting that 100,000 naira in your account, which you might spend, so you just look for a group of 10 people, you put them together, you guys will come together, and then everybody will pay 100,000. Then this position will be shared to everyone. You'll be the first person to park, the second person, third, until it reaches your turn, right? So every month you'll be paying this a particular amount of money, the 100,000 naira, and then when is that 6 months, your time, then you get to withdraw, the money will be sent to you. So now PiggyVest wanted to do it in a different way, where you can get to save on the digital platform. So, and they understand that there is that trust issue, right? People have that trust issue with some of these financial institutions, more especially all this online, because of scamming and the rest, right? More especially when you see a new startup like that, there's actually that trust issue. People are doubting, are they actually real? Is this something that they are going to put their money? Then when it's time for them to withdraw it, it becomes an issue. So because they wanted to overcome this skepticism, this doubt, so they now decide to make the saving feel more rewarding and something that is going to be communal. So the incentive they came up with is a simple dual-sided cash incentive. So this tallies with the type of incentive I talked about, which is the monetary type of incentive. So what they did is that in this their incentive strategy solution, the referrer is going to earn 1,000 naira per person. You understand that they bring, which is going to, they call it a safe box reward. Then the new user that they refer will also receive 1,000 naira as a what, as a welcome bonus, right? So the reward is only unlocked after the new user meets some specific saving milestones, ensuring that they are genuinely engaged with the platform. Now, this particular aspect, now this last part, where they say that the reward is only unlocked after the new user meet, what these guys are trying to do here is to solve this challenge, right? This challenge of this referral fraud and what inauthenticity that I made mention. So because they know sometimes people will just come, they'll just, okay, join, because they know that each person that they bring is going to get 1,000. So they'll just go and gather all their friends that probably are not even interested in, saving with the platform. They'll just register, and once they register, they'll get that one. So in order to cut that, fight that stuff, to remove such kind of issue, to avoid such kind of fraud, they now made it such a way that if you bring a new user, the new user must meet some specific criteria, meaning that they have to save money, they have to lock money, so that you know that they're actually genuine users of this platform. They are not just temporary users, somebody is just coming because they just want to get that incentive and then go. So you see, so this kind of incentive is a two-way part. So it's not just the person that is referring the business to somebody. The person that is also joining through that person's link also gets reward for that. So you see how it works, and then they will save it because they know that, just like I said initially, they don't want it to be just something people are doing just to get the reward. They will not give the person the reward because they know if you're actually using the platform, you are going to be there with them for a very long time. So the reward will keep piling as people are coming, and then they will get. So how they execute it is that they actually created the referral process to be integrated in the person's app. So when you open the app, they will generate a link for you automatically. So to make it very easy to find the unique link, then you share. And then they were promoting this referral strategy, right, through in-app notification, email marketing, social media campaigns, you understand, in order to counter the challenges of that skepticism. So this is how Piggyvest actually utilize this word of mouth marketing for their product. Then the next one is Jumia. So Jumia also, we all know Jumia. So Jumia is an e-commerce platform that sells products all across Nigeria. They also have branches in other countries too. So what they did, the challenge was that they're finding it difficult to acquire new customers that will come and buy products on their platform. So because the market is very competitive, we have other e-commerce sites also, and there are also people, all those social media, what do you call them? Social media sellers, people that sell on Instagram, all those guys are also their competitors too. So they needed a very cost-effective way that they can turn their existing customer base into active sales agents. So they already have people that are buying products from their platform. So they want to use those people. So these people that they are leveraging on what? Loyal customers, like I said initially, right? So they already have, so they now say, okay, they already have people that are buying regularly, constantly on their platform. So how can they leverage, those people and use them as a way to, get them to inform people about their platform so that they can also bring people to be buying on their platform like them. So what they came up with, they launched what they call the J-Force program. Now, this J4 program is more of an affiliate slash agent-based referral system. So the agents, which is the J4sers, that is these loyal customers on their platform, they earn a commission on every single order they place on behalf of other customers. or that is made through their unique affiliate link. So it's two-way. What they do is that, okay, now you as an existing customer that you have an account with Jumia, you're usually buying with them. So, they know that it's not every time that you get to buy some. There are sometimes that you don't have money or you don't actually need something to buy. Excuse me. But they want that consistent patronage. So what they do is that, okay, now get people that want to order product, right? So maybe you have a friend that wants to buy a headphone, and the headphone is on Jumia. So instead of that friend opening an account, right, to buy the product from Jumia, you can just buy it for them. Let them send the money to you. You buy the product, and then Jumia is going to reward you, give you a commission, because they already know that you are a what? You are an agent. You have already registered as an agent for them. So you are buying for people, right? Or preferably can generate a unique link where you get to share with that friend. Then the friend will use that your link to open an account and buy from Jumia. So once that person use your link to open, automatically it's going to flag at their side that this person was brought by somebody else to come and buy. So anything that that person buy, if that person spend 1 million naira, there's going to be a commission for that uh uh, uh, payment that they made, all the things that they buy, the commission is going to be accumulated, and then the incentive is now directly tied to the sales value, encouraging the fathers to bring in high spending customers. So in this kind of incentive, the more the person spend, the more money you make. So you see how they did it. So what they did was that they provide the JForce agent with training, marketing materials, and dedicated portal to track their earnings and performance, right? So just like I said, you need to, teach some people how more about your business so that they can be able to tell people about it. Now, this empowers them to act as independent sales consultant, and then the program was promoted as an opportunity for individuals to earn extra income. So this is what Jumia did with this particular type of marketing, word of mouth marketing. So these are some of the examples. They have lots more. I'm very sure you guys are familiar with a lot of other examples out there of this kind of word of mouth marketing, which I'm very sure some of you guys have even participated in some. Just for a quick one, if you have participated in any kind of referral, word of mouth marketing where you get an incentive or stuff like that, I would love you to drop a one in the chat if you have ever actively done any kind of word of mouth marketing and you have got reward for it. Maybe you got a free product, or you got a public recognition, or you got cash, or you got a special discount. Please drop a one in the chat so that let's see how many of you have done something like that. There's this one that's very popular, Temo. I'm very sure some of you have done the Temo, referral, because like sometimes you just sitting down, you just see a friend on WhatsApp will just send you a link. Please join, open an account, a Temo account using their link, because they are going to get a special discount for some order they want to make and stuff like that, right? So those are some of the uh, word of mouth marketing example that we have out there. So now, in conclusion, you need to understand that word of mouth marketing is a very powerful marketing channel that is built on trust. People will not tell their friends and family about a product or service if they don't trust that business, right? Sorry. And when you are told about a product or service by a friend, automatically you trust that person's word. So you always take whatever they say very serious and you act on it. So strategic incentives can effectively amplify your word of mouth marketing. The word of mouth marketing, like I said from the beginning, it's something that is usually an organic process. People just go and tell people about a product or service uh unconsciously without even knowing that they're actually marketing for that particular business. So, but when you make it a strategic part of your marketing channel, it's going to help to build your your audience, to make you sell more and create more awareness for people. So also ensure that your incentive is very something that is simple, is relevant, and also easy to share, right? If you want people to promote your product, ensure that it's something that they can do maybe at the click of a button. Because today we are in the digital era, so most of this strategy is very easy to when it's done online. And if it's something that is offline, people will say it, make sure that you are not doing a very complicated product or service, something that's very easy for people to tell their friend and they can quickly understand without talking too much or stressing themselves. So lastly, continuous promotion and measurement is very, very crucial for success. Once you start actively promoting word of mouth marketing for your business, ensure that it's a continuous process. It's not something that you start today, after a week, you stop, you not do it again, you just sit down redundant, and then no, it's something that you should be doing actively, right? Push your customers. Don't be too pushy actually, but at least tell them it's not something bad, it's not something to be ashamed of. It's something good, it's something great for you, and people will be happy, you know, excited to tell people about others about your business as far as you are offering a very fantastic product or service. So with this, I've come to the end of the webinar. So thank you very much for listening. I will hand over to the moderator to take over from here. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you very much, sir, for this wealth of knowledge. In fact, your session is not just informative, but they are practical to the core, giving us that well-established examples that we can learn from. Yes, you've equipped us with these vital and important skills to develop our businesses. And this is why I did mention in my introduction that yes, you are indeed a business growth strategist and an expert to the core in marketing. So, word of mouth marketing is something we cannot overemphasize on because this is a true experience of your customers and in turn refer others to feel that impact as well too. So thank you very much for these skills that you have equipped us to. This is an overhaul package, I must say, right from how even to design to incentive method and also challenges that we are expected to face. You know, all these hurdles and all these things. Yes, that is why I call this a full package. Thank you very much. If you have a question and you want the facilitator to maybe shed more light on one or two things, please do well. Use the Q&A box, also the chat box. If you want to use the mic, use the raised hand icon so we can facilitate the unmute from here. Okay, a quick one from the chat box is, thank you very much. Just learned how to get my product well organized on WhatsApp. Very good. That's from Halima Abdullahi. So that is a testimony from a participant and is appreciating the skills that you have taught us today. And that is great. Thank you very much, sir. Sir, just a quick one before we call it a day. Um, you know, what's word of mouth strategy can maybe probably, let's just say, a small business design that can compete with a bigger brand? Could they leverage maybe referral discount owing to the fact that they have a limited budget. So, what best strategy can they put out there to compete with a bigger brand? Uh,
Okay. Yeah, so for a small brand that is just coming up, like, because I made mention that when you are designing your word of mouth marketing strategy, you need to consider the cost, right? Because you don't want to give incentives that because you want to get more customers at the end of the day, you might end up not actually getting you run at a loss. So it doesn't make sense because every business, the goal of every business is to make money, right? To make profit. So when you're running at a loss, it doesn't make sense. So the strategy I would advise for small business is you can leverage on the non-monetary aspect, right? Do your analysis, do your calculation, do your cross or your plus and minuses. If, for example, let's say you are offering a service of, let's say, a salon business, you are making hair for women, maybe you are making hair and doing some other, maybe spa and what have you. So, and you realize that you want to leverage on this word of mouth marketing. You are not that big, you don't have that much strength to maybe offer too much service, free service. So you can do a kind of there should be a limitation. So instead of just saying that everybody that they bring, they are going to get a free service, you can decide to do a discount, right? A discount that you do your cost analysis. If, for example, it costs you to maybe you charge 20,000 naira for a air, for example, you charge like 20,000 naira and your cost, everything, it costs you maybe 10,000 naira or 15,000 naira. Then, so that means you are making a profit of 5,000, right? So you now do a referral strategy that, okay, anybody that comes to make air with you and they bring a friend to come and make their hair. So you decide to give them a discount that is you make a discount that at the end of it, they will end up paying at least the same money that will cost you. That is your cost of your service. So just like I said, if the cost of a service is 10,000 naira, and so that kind of a situation, you just tell them that okay, you are going to give them a discount of 10,000. So that at the end of the day, you see that you are on a break-even level, right? You are not losing and you are not gaining any money, but you are at the middle. So at least you have gotten your cost back, right? So that you now use it for another, service. So those are the kind of things you should target. Target the kind of incentive that at the end of the day, you are not making loss, you are at break even. And if probably you are going to make any loss, ensure that this is a loss that the new business can bring that, help you to make money that you recover that particular loss. Just like the example of the school I gave, right? At this school, they are going to make their calculation. If at the registration of that student, the first term, every student, they know that definitely for a whole class is 3 terms, right? So instead of them saying that, and some students, some parents, if they are registering their kids in the school, sometimes they will pay for the whole 1 year, right? Because the new registration, they will say, okay, they'll have the money, they just want to pay and cover that. So instead of saying that they are going to give the teacher that, bring that kid to register with the school the whole money. So it's for them to cause the loss so that you not be there losing too much. They now decide to do that particular term, right? To just be first term. So at the end of the day, you see that once the child or the parent pay for the second and the third term, they can be able to recoup that money for that first term that they have given to the teacher back, or they'll be able to make even. Then the second year, once the student go, because it's not something that is going to be recurrent, it's just once. Once they pay, that is all. Right? So if the student stays for the next 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, that first payment that they give to the teacher that refer that child, that's the payment that they are going to make, give them, no more, no less. So ensure you cut your losses, do your calculation, make sure that you are not giving and again, if you are giving free product, for example, there are some kind of product that maybe they are close to expired, right? There are some product that if you are dealing with kind of product that has expiry date. So when you notice that, okay, your stock, you have a lot of product that will be expiring soon. So instead of allowing this product to just expire, then use this as a way of getting more customers. So you can just talk to all your loyal customers that have been buying. Tell them, okay, refer people to get people to come. Once they get, will give you and that person free product. So at the end of the day, because you once you do a calculation, you know that you might end up not selling that product before they expire. So instead of them to allow them to just expire and go to waste, you can use it as a way to get more business. So those are the things that you can do as a small business owner. So I hope that I've
Yes.
answered the question.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you very much for that insightful feedback, and your response was very, very on point. And each time you also comment on each question, you keep bringing out some kind of effective and well-to-do examples. We appreciate that, and that is why we will keep anticipating and looking forward for your sessions. Thank you very much, sir, for your time and also sharing your wealth of knowledge with us. Just a quick one. Alhaji Isa Ibrahim in Abubakar is pouring praises. It's a very impactful and meaningful presentation. Jazakumullah khair, sir. Thank you very much. So at this juncture, please, you permit me to end the session here for today. If you have any question, maybe any query, please, you can reach out to us using our social media handle or probably WhatsApp, and can also dial us directly on our mobile phone. We are always available and looking forward to hear from you. If you have any question for the facilitator, please reach out and we'll definitely treat that one-on-one in person, inshallah. So thank you for your time. And at this juncture, we'll say that, okay, let's do this next week, Wednesday, inshallah. Thank you very much and have a pleasant night rest. To our facilitator, thank you very much for this wonderful presentation. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah, thank you. It's always our pleasure. Thank you.